Kick your feet up, sink it to the couch, and join Owen, me, and 31,000 of our closest friends. It's the most anticipated event on this campus in 2020. Syracuse and number 9 Duke inside the Dome, the Orange hoping to slay the Blue Devils for the second consecutive year. And an extremely wacky weekend for SU women's lacrosse. The Orange were supposed to host Senior Day inside the Dome, but that never happened. Find out how that fueled the Orange into an emotional matchup with Maryland. It's been a tumultuous and adversity-ridden season for Syracuse football. The Orange entered today 3-6 on a 4-game losing skid, a defensive coordinator fired, and a fan base filled with immense doubt. But after a bye week, time to regroup, become accustomed to a new defensive leader. The Cuse went down to Duke for the first time since 1939, and the Orange thumped the Blue Devils 49-6, a complete performance for Syracuse. And we're here to break it all down and answer the question, how did SU revive its season? That's coming up in a whole lot more. It's Orange Press Pass, and it starts right now. Syracuse, of course, trying to snap a 4-game losing skid. Duke on a 3-game losing skid of its own. After A.J. Reed missed a field goal early on for Duke, here comes Tommy DeVito and company. 50 yards down the field to Tristan Jackson. The 10th reception of 30-plus yards for Jackson this season. That's the most in the ACC. And then 2 plays later, the combination. DeVito right back to Jackson. 18 yards. Syracuse strikes first. 7-0 Orange. On the next offensive possession for Syracuse, Mo Neal gallops around several defenders, scampers down the left sideline, extends the ball to the pylon, although the officials marked his left hand down shy of the goal line. So 2 plays later, DeVito right back in the shotgun, speed option left side, and DeVito zooms right into the end zone. Syracuse 14, Duke 0 at the end of the first quarter. Syracuse's lead would be cut to 14-6 as we went into the second half, but Duke's offense continued to struggle. An interception right off the bat from Andre Cisco, and he brings it back to the house. 48-yard pick 6. Syracuse extends its lead to 20-6.
And now, your Citrus TV Sports Report.
Welcome back to Citrus TV News live at 6. Corey Spector here from Radio Row at the Miami Convention Center for Super Bowl 54. The Chiefs and the 49ers just 4 days away from competing for the Lombardi Trophy. Look, for San Francisco, when you pay a starting quarterback close to $140 million, you expect him to torch defenses, but that hasn't necessarily been the case for Niners QB Jimmy Garoppolo. He's only thrown for a combined 27 passes in the 2 postseason games, yet it really doesn't matter because the Niners have the second best rush offense in the entire league, and Garoppolo believes that the team's offensive versatility is the reason why they'll become champs. And in the majors, the Mets breathed a huge sigh of relief today. J.D. Davis's MRI came back with no new damages to his left shoulder. New York's utility man re-aggravated a previous labrum injury on Tuesday after landing hard on his shoulder during spring training. Davis is expected to be reevaluated at some point next week. The 26-year-old batted over 300 last season with 22 homers. All right, so Sidibe trying to carry that momentum, and the Orange trying to bounce back against the Boston College team that Syracuse has beaten each of the past 3 times. But early on, Boston College grabs the lead. Kamari Williams knocks it down from the corner. 6-4 advantage in favor of BC. But here's Elijah Hughes, the leading scorer in the ACC, logging a ton of minutes, 17 points in the first half. He was scorching, and Hughes makes the pull and pop from the elbow, and Syracuse cruising early on. But Boston College kind of hanging in this one. C.J. Felder with the layup. BC was down 25 points at halftime in the first contest back in January. This time they trailed by just 8. And entering the second half, here's Derek Thornton, a 2-time transfer. Once from Duke, then from USC. 1 3-pointer, 2 3-pointers, and how about another for Derek Thornton? He was fantastic. 6 for 10 from downtown, 18 points for Thornton, and that's how Boston College stayed in this one. But Barama Sidibe, you mentioned Owen, he slams it down. 4th straight game with double-digit rebounds, tack on 9 points, and Syracuse wins 84-71. Grab your short shorts, your sweatbands, and your Converse. It's time to hit the time machine and find out who's got the best starting 5 in March Madness history. Back here on No Pulp, I'm Judge Corey Spector. Contestant number 1, A.J. Fabry. Contestant number 2, Citrus TV college basketball analyst Mike Edzema. Great friends outside of the studio, bitter enemies in debate. Everyone's tempers in check. We okay? Pittsburgh riding the momentum of a 3-game win streak. They beat number 15 UCF at Heinz Field. Came back with a win against Delaware, then a come-from-behind victory at Duke 2 weeks ago, then the bye week, and now the Panthers trying to make it 4 in a row against the Orange. Pittsburgh has the lead, 24-13, with 7:26 remaining in the third quarter. Corey Spector alongside Brendan Mortensen. Syracuse's offense got that 94-yard touchdown from Clayton Welch. Can't respond with another touchdown drive last series, and now the Panthers get possession back. How does Pittsburgh try to calm down a little bit, calm down those nerves inside the dome, gain some more momentum on offense?
Pittsburgh has just got to get back to what they do really well, which is feed the ball to Maurice French and Taysir Mack. Haven't called Mack's name much today. He's got to get more involved in this offense. We've heard French here and there, but those guys on the outside, they are the dynamic duo, and Pickett's got to start finding them more.
Taysir Mack with just 2 receptions for 23 yards. Second most receiving yards in the ACC entering today with over 500. Mack still 200 receiving yards entering today behind Wake Forest H. Surratt. He is having quite the terrific season. First down and 10 for the Panthers at their own 20. Malik Carter in the backfield, Pickett under center. Pickett takes the snap, toss sweep left. Carter has it. He's past the 20, dodges one. Carter dives down at the Pittsburgh 25-yard line. Carter, the sophomore from West Palm Beach, Florida, dazzles in the open field. They mark him down at the 26-yard line, second down and 4. The big fullback, Rashad Wheeler, in the game for Pittsburgh as Pickett takes the snap. Handoff Carter, zooms off the right side. He is shut down, though. Andrew Armstrong leads the charge for the Cuse. That forces a third down for the Panthers. Pickett back in the huddle. Maurice French joins him. Brandon Berry on the field for the Cuse. And Curtis Harper jogs to the sideline. Pittsburgh 6 for 12 on third downs today. Empty set for Pickett. Ball on the 27. Pickett takes the snap. 4-man rush. He's pressured. Pickett throws over the middle. Reeled in. And the catch is made beyond the sticks by Taysir Mack, his third reception of the day. First down for the Panthers.
If Taysir Mack is one-on-one with a linebacker in the slot, that's usually an advantage that's going to Taysir Mack. Good offensive play design there from Pitt.
Pickett takes his time and now breaks the huddle. First down and 10 from the 32, under 6 to play, third quarter. Panthers on top, 24-13. Wheeler, the fullback, right next to Pickett on the left side. Carter in the backfield. Pickett takes the snap, handoff Carter left side, moves his feet. Carter brought down to the backfield. Andre Cisco, the safety, comes down and brings down Carter. A loss on the play. Second down and long for the Panthers. Tyrell Richards also there for the Cuse alongside Brandon Berry. Naked set for Pickett on second down and 14 from the 28. Now Pickett motions in Carter. He's in the backfield. Pickett takes the snap. Initially fumbles it. Pickett grabs it, throws right side, incomplete. Deflected off the hands of Maurice French. Christopher Frederick in the area for Syracuse. Third down and 14 for the Panthers at the 28.
Almost a golden opportunity there for Frederick if he had his head on a swivel. Obviously wasn't expecting French to miss that catch. He was ready to make the tackle, wasn't ready for the football.
Panthers 7 for 13 on third downs. Pickett in the gun, 2 wide to either side. Pickett grabs the snap. 5-man rush. Pickett stands tall, lofts it down the near side. Incomplete. Penalty markers down, though. Scoop Bradshaw had extremely tight coverage against Taysir Mack, but the officials eject the flag from their belts, and a foul upcoming against the Orange.
And that's a frustrating penalty if you're Syracuse. It's third down and a mile, and there's no reason for Scoop Bradshaw to commit that penalty.
Holding call against Scoop Bradshaw, and that gift wraps Pittsburgh a first down.
If you're Scoop Bradshaw, you can't make that penalty there when you've got Andre Cisco flying in with safety help over the top. That pass was not going to be complete either way. Andre Cisco was going to make sure of it. Scoop Bradshaw didn't need to hold.
6 penalties for Syracuse, 53 yards. The Orange, 117th in the FBS with 74 penalty yards per game. First down and 10 for the Panthers at the 38. Pickett in the gun. Mack, the lone wide receiver left, trips on the right side. Pickett takes the snap, handoff left side to Vincent Davis, but he's clogged up and dragged down at the line of scrimmage. Chris Elmore, the reserve defensive tackle, amongst a slew of Syracuse players fortifying a wall. 2nd down and long for the Panthers.
You think Chris Elmore's fired up to play defense? He's loving it out there. He's clapping his hands. He's excited for that opportunity down there on the defensive line.
Elmore, nicknamed Rhino, he's replacing the Bear, McKinley Williams. He hasn't played at all. Pickett in the gun. He takes the snap on 2nd down and 10. Drops back. Pickett rolls out to his right. Pressure coming from his left. Pickett fires on the run. Reeled in by the tight end, Will Gregg, and he steps out of bounds at the Pittsburgh 44-yard line. The Panthers get back in the huddle. They face a 3rd down and 4. Kenneth Ruff back on the field for the Orange. Chris Elmore jogs off. Pickett breaks the huddle. 3rd down and 4 from the 44. Pickett in the gun. Taysir Mack, the lone wide out left, along with Maurice French. Pickett takes the snap. 4-man rush. Pickett pressured, and down he goes. Josh Black brings the heat and sends down Pickett. 4th down for the Panthers. Here at Marlins Park for opening night, Corey Spector joined alongside 49ers kicker Robbie Gould. Robbie, it's your 2nd Super Bowl. You made it with the Chicago Bears back more than a decade ago, and now with the 49ers. How does it feel back at the Super Bowl?
It feels great to be back in Miami for a Super Bowl. It has a little familiarity, and then obviously, anytime you can be a part of this game, it's very special to be a part of the big game.
I think it's interesting because a lot of people want to know what it's like for a kicker to practice for 1 week. You now have this 2-week layoff, so what is it like for you?
I think a lot of it's the same. Obviously, we have the same kicking schedule and routine we've had before, and I think a lot of it just has to do with, just practicing different situations that might come up, and, we've covered pretty much everything in 2 weeks you can possibly cover, so it's ready to get time to go for the game.
How have you stayed sharp, and how has your career been so lengthened because of your ability?
I think a lot of it has to do with my mentality. I don't think like a kicker. I think more like a receiver or a quarterback. And, when you have that kind of mentality, and, I think you'll be able to have success just because it's different than most.
I'll give you a situation. Niners down by 2, 2 seconds to go, 52-yarder, a chance to win the Super Bowl.
What hash?
Left hash.
Left hash?
What's going through your mind?
Let's be Super Bowl champs. Let's go make it.
That's Robbie Gould, kicker for the San Francisco 49ers. Robbie, thanks so much.
Thanks, bud. Appreciate it.
DiPietro, Murphy, Kennedy, Dearth, and Helmer, the 5 defenders out there for Syracuse. 7:40 to go, 3rd quarter. Colgate trails by 4. The Raiders working around the perimeter, looking to score on the net to our left. Behind the net, James Cadigan with the lefty cradle being whacked at hard by Brett Kennedy. Cadigan forced all the way back 15 yards away. Now Griffin Brown near side matched up against Grant Murphy. Hawkins fakes the pass, distributes straight away for Pekovic. Far side Cadigan, straight away Pekovic, lost it momentarily, hacked away by Grant Murphy. He chases it down 30 yards away from net, and Murphy peels away with it for Syracuse, and the Orange now into the offensive 3rd. Griffin Cook holds on to it for Syracuse. The Orange likely content to get rid of this 30-second technical. Stephen Rafis back on. Here's Lucas Quinn. And the technical is over. So Syracuse kills off the penalty successfully as Grant Murphy charged the other way for the Orange. Rafis backpedals behind the net on the near side and gives off for David Lipka about 10 yards away from Cage outside the near hash. Lucas Quinn, a second-line midfielder, receiving extra action today. Lipka, lefty pass, far side for Scanlon. Skip pass near side. Buttermore fakes, sidewinder, booyah! First of the year for Jacob Buttermore extends the Orange lead to 5. 6:32 to go, 3rd quarter.
Drake Porter, the Syracuse goaltender, was asked earlier this week, hey, who's some guys we should know about on offense, other than the normal names Scanlon and Dordovic? And he said, Jacob Buttermore has the hardest shot from the outside with both hands. And guess what? A righty shooter shooting left-handed, low, it does not get better than that sting in the bottom right.
His high school coach, Frank Urso in Pennsylvania, a legend in college lacrosse, Urso said that Buttermore was known for shooting with his right or his left, primarily a righty, but he would joke on the sidelines that Buttermore was a lefty, and everyone really joked about it and loved it. He shows that prowess with either hand right there, and Syracuse has a 5-goal lead with under 6.5 to go in the 3rd quarter. Loose ball push goes against Colgate, so Syracuse has possession. looking to extend this 5-goal advantage. Jared Fernandez, dipsy-do, down around a couple of defenders and gets it off for one of his teammates. That's Brandon Aviles, the freshman. But Syracuse holds on to possession amongst a lot of traffic inside, and now Brendan Curry trots with it for Syracuse. A flag is down on the field, so a penalty upcoming against Colgate once the Raiders get their next touch.
Free possession, big opportunity. Get whatever shot you want to get, you're going to get another chance.
50 seconds on the shot clock. Syracuse can use all of it. Chase Scanlon gets around the screen from Brendan Curry, far side. Now Dordovic puts on the spin. Back behind the net for Griffin Cook. Ball over his right shoulder. Cook tiptoeing, waiting for something to open up. Syracuse patient on the offensive side. Cook spins, almost loses his footing, gets it back behind for Stephen Rafis. Lefty cradle, Rafis looks in front. Shot, big save by Sean Collins. And Colgate touches up. The shot came from Jamie Tromboli streaking down the left alley. Nobody picked him up, but Sean Collins picks up his 11th save of the game.
1 minute for the flash. 1 minute.
And a slashing call against Colgate gives Syracuse 1 minute of extra man opportunity time.
What a stop from Sean Collins. I've been really impressed with him today. The goaltender from Darien making his first career start, his second start of the 2020 season after not being the main starter a year ago. He's been really nice.
Collins made 2 starts last season, allowed 37 goals combined in those 2 games, but stepping up in a huge way. Syracuse with a 6-on-5 edge. 5-goal lead for Syracuse. Orange working around the perimeter. Scanlon fakes, twiddles in his stick, goal line extended far side. Scanlon still controls at X. Scanlon feeds it near side for Stephen Rafis. Fakes the pass. Rafis exchange for Dordovic. Now on the near side. Shot from Curry. Deflected off the stick of Marshall Terrace, and Colgate has possession with Collins. If Colgate can hold on to it, this penalty would be nullified with still 25 seconds to go, but Terrace loses it. Rafis picks it up on the near sideline. Pass ahead for Scanlon. Left alone. Shoots. Bouncer. Good. Oh, Chase Scanlon is feeling it. 5 goals in his Orange debut. Orange 14. Raiders 8.
So it's really interesting to watch this this offense face off against Colgate, right? We were wondering what kind of tempo they would move, what kind of plays would be operated. I think I got one of them. Get the ball to Chase Scanlon, and that's about it.
He has been phenomenal. And I'll tell you what, you watched North Carolina last week. You said Chris Gray would have the best debut of any transfer. The transfer from BU had 4 goals. Chase Scanlon says, I see you and I raise you 1 more, and we're still in the 3rd quarter.
It seems like Colgate has some problems with some transfers. Guys coming into new uniforms, and now Chase Scanlon with 5 goals ties his career high. That came against Holy Cross back on March the 2nd last year in a Loyola 1915 victory. But here inside the Dome, it's a 6-goal lead for Syracuse. 4:45 to go in the 3rd quarter as Varello fends off 2 defenders, falls down, whistles blow. And a push goes against Colgate. So Andrew Helmer picks it up for Syracuse. Orange really dominating possession down the stretch of this 3rd quarter. Really trying to put the knife in this Colgate defense. Lucas Quinn calmly has possession of the ball on the far sideline. And administers it for Chase Scanlon. Cook behind the net. Now Tucker Dordovic. Jacob Buttermore has it near side as Syracuse patiently works it around the perimeter. Buttermore matched up 1-on-1. Buttermore pass far side for Scanlon. Looks around. Now Buttermore straight away. Righty pass for David Lipka. Gets by his defender. Lipka whips it on cage and hit off the post. Ball bounces out of bounds and Lucas Quinn is there first for Syracuse. Now is there a different buzz on that sideline, Frankie?
Oh, yeah. I mean, every time Chase Scanlon even just comes near the ball, there's an electricity on the sideline.
Yeah, this team seems a little bit extra giddy with this guy who led freshman midfielders last year in goals with over 40. And now Scanlon's left alone and pots another. Frankie, how do you leave this guy open? 6 goals, his career high.